MES College Marampally e-learning.
Hi viewers, myself Shajan. The topic which I am just going to take today is related to robotics. It's not at all a new term, but it's something new in the logistics sector. That is robotics in the logistics sector, the changing the logistics landscape. We know logistics has finally taken its hold in the world. So until a couple of years ago, the number of robots in the material handling and distribution industry was relatively low. So automation has traditionally been challenging for this complex industry. So recently, however, the pace has really picked up in the robotic logistics. The growth in the robotics have made mankind to work easily with the maximum efficiency. And also we know that the robotics actually help our employees rather than losing their job. Rather than taking their job, and it helps to identify the latest opportunities and robotic inventions present in the logistics industry. That's where I'm actually going to take you today, and to work autonomously alongside with workers and handling tasks in the logistics sector. As we know, every day robots have the robotics have flourished into many industries. Every day the innovative robots are supporting doctors with surgeries that are less invasive and safer to perform. So in hospitals, robots work with nurses to bring meals and medicines to patients without a delay. And robots are being designed to remove dangerous landmines, support recovery for natural disasters in ways that would be too risky for human beings. And these robots already advance our lives by eliminating tasks that are dangerous, repetitive, tedious and boring. As we all know, that even in our homes, we have a lot of robots working for us on daily life. For example, the refrigerator or washing machine or vacuum cleaners. These are also robots, but we are just calling it in the name as machines. A robot enhances our productivity and allows us to accomplish more each day, even in a world where the working population is getting older. And up until now, robotic technology has not made a large impact in the world of logistics. So this is about to change, and as advanced robotics enter our warehouses, sorting centers and even help with the final mile delivery. Logistics workers sure will benefit from collaborating with robots, while customers will see faster service and higher quality. So this is just an introductory part which I have taken you through the robotics sector. And let me take through the presentation. So on this figure, actually you can see that a robot is just a mix of technologies, like it have electrical engineering, computer sciences, which is linked with the artificial intelligence, mathematics, law, cognitive sciences, psychology, biology and mechanical engineering. So all of these technologies are actually inbuilt in a robotics. And actually we are going to make utilize of the technologies and the technical capabilities of a robot to perform our task. Why robots in logistics? So we are just going to the logistics part. Why actually we need a robot in logistics sector? And the first thing is unavailability of the quality or productive labor. As we can see in the Western countries, it's so hard to find a productive labor because most of the people are working in the managerial as well as in the financial sectors. So it is very mandatory for them to hire new people, and it is really hard for them to hire new people into the routine jobs, to perform the routine jobs in the logistics sector. So the company have decided that it is better to replace the human part instead by appointing the robots for performing the repetitive and the skilled task. And the second reason is the growth of e-commerce. As we can see that every people, including you and me, are actually expecting the product to get delivered on the same day when we give an order in the online sites, in the e-commerce sites. So the companies, the e-commerce giants like Alibaba, JD, Amazon, everyone are actually trying to become more competitive in their market. So to become more competitive, they just need to think out of box and think like the competitors, how actually they perform and how actually they are doing their delivery parts and etc. So due to the growth of the e-commerce sector, robotics, the implementation or the appointing of the robots is become very much essential. And the third one is the skill shortages. As we know that the dangerous task, the routine task, it's so hard for the human beings to perform, and we are actually a little bit lazy in that. So skill shortages is also a reason. And fourth one is to reap the benefits of the speed and efficiency. As we know that how actually a washing machine performs a job and how actually a human washed clothes. So the difference is the speed and the efficiency. So to reap those benefits, it is better to use robots in the logistics industry. And fourth one is to remain competitive in market. That means we need to be different from our competitors. So that is actually meant by competitive. Then only we will be able to fetch more market share, to deliver our products more accurately and more earlier than our competitor delivers, and to fulfill the rapid demand by the customers. So if we are able to deliver the product on the very moment, or just what we can say like before our competitor deliver, of course the customer will prefer to order products from our e-commerce sites. So these are the 6 basic reasons we need to adopt the robotic technology in logistics. We have gone through why we need logistics, why we need robots in logistics, and where we actually need them. Robotics logistics simply means like applying robots to one or more of these processes you can see in the slide, and these are obviously a huge number of potential robotic applications which are already applied in the logistics sector. And one is robotic palletizing. So robots are here used to load and unload the products and materials from the pallets. So like even it's from a small product to the heavy products, we can use the robots to pick it, to load and unload the products from the truck to the pallet, or from the pallet, and etc. Another area we can use a robot is in the robot packaging. So robots are used as both the primary process to package the raw materials, and also in the secondary process that to package the pre-packed goods into the larger boxes, crates, and etc. So as we can know that packaging is a routine process. As when the products move through the conveyor, we need to pack it, you need to identify if there are any damages. All of these routine and repetitive tasks can be managed by robots instead of humans. And the third one is robotic picking. That is, the robots are starting to be used in the warehousing and sorting to pick products from the shelves. Just imagine if it is a warehouse of 1.2 million square hectares, it will be easy for us to use the robots to pick the product from the shelf and deliver it to the sorting center. So these are the major 3 areas where robots have already installed to perform these routine and repetitive tasks. You can see the current state of robotics in logistics is, it's not that much big, but somewhat robotics have already walked into our logistics sector. 80% of the current warehouse are manually operated. In the case of our country, almost every warehouses are manually operated, but 15% of them are mechanized, and 5 of the current warehouse are fully automated. Just imagine that in the world scenario I am actually speaking, only 5% of the current warehouses are fully automated. So all other warehouses are still, there is a chance for the robotics to be applied on the remaining 80% of warehouses. And the reality today is that these automated warehouses are typically highly mechanized environment that still employ people. So this is the point where we need to focus. That means even if we employ robotics, it doesn't mean that the people will lose their job, but instead the efficiency, the competitiveness, and the managerial skill of the human beings will be increased. The job opportunities will go high even if we implement or install the robotic technologies. I'm actually going to talk about the stunning investments in the robotics. You may not think that the figure I'm just after this slide I'm sure that it will stun you. You may think that even this much of investments have happened in the robotic sector. So let's look into that. As it's not at all a new logo for you, it's the logo of the Google, right? So the Google have invested $500 million in the JD.com. It is also as an equivalent like our Amazon, but it's a Chinese company, JD.com. Here Google have invested $500 million in the in the robotics, and you can see that Rockwell Automation have invested $1 billion for the robotic technology company like PTC, and Amazon have invested $775 million to acquire Kiva Systems. So Kiva Systems is a company which actually developing the robotic technologies, and they just changed the name into Amazon Robotics. And like that, a lot of companies, even in the medical sector, even in the electronic sectors, even in the mechanical car manufacturing sectors, have welcomed a lot of investors to fetch money to improve their robotic sector. For example, CMR Surgicals, so they are into the surgery part, in the medical field where the robots are actually performing the surgical part. They have fetched $100 million to invest into their robotics part, and like Bosnova 29 million, E2 $200 million. So these are some few stunning investments happened in the robotic sector. As you can just Google it, you can see a lot of investments have already happened in the robotic sector. Even in our country, a lot of startups have came by collecting investments from the unicorn investors, angel investors, to improve their robotics part. So after the investments, I hope you just got an idea of what all the investments happened. And now I'm just going to take you through the typical robotic applications which have already in the industry of logistics. So let me take you through that. First one is trailer and container unloading robots. You can see the picture. In the picture there is a small logo. You can see it on the machine. It's like DHL. So this is a robot which have already in the DHL warehouses. So the robot is positioned in front of a container to unload, and uses its laser to scan all the boxes. An integrated computer then analyzes the various sizes of the parcels and determine the optimal unloading sequence. You can see that there is a stationary robot. This is a big stationary robot which a conveyor is already in there. When the parcel moves, it will analyze the size and it will sense the size of the parcel, and it will load on the container accordingly. This is an image of a stationary piece picking robot. As you can see that the robot is placed on any of the place where the conveyor runs, and from here it will collect the products from the tray and it will place it on the box. So these are also these kind of stationary piece picking robots are also used in the logistics warehouses, also in the manufacturing sectors. So these kind of a repetitive jobs which is done by a human is really boring. So we can just shift that human by filling that place with a robot. And next one is a mobile piece picking robot. Here you can see that there is it's a mobile robot where it will travel from one place to another. It can take the boxes from one place to another. For the wooden like structure is called as a pallet. So it can take the product from a shelf, it can unload the product from a truck, or it can load the product from a truck, or it can just handle the product to a human person to load it on a truck. So these are some of the uses of a mobile piece picking robot. So the major advantage of a mobile piece picking robot is that it can travel to any long distance. From any corner of the warehouse, it can pick a product and it can deliver it to the proper section. The next one is the in-store service robots, and these help the customers to locate the goods they are actually searching for. So just imagine, it will be easy for us if we are just entering into a huge hypermarket like Walmart. So what if we need to locate a single particular product? If there is a robot which help us to show the way, it will be easy for us, right? Instead of asking to any persons, instead of finding where is actually the salesman or customer service people, it will be easy for us to ask the robot, sir, I just need to locate the ice cream of vanilla flavor. Where is it? So the robot will actually walk with us, walk in front of us to show the way. So this is one of the benefit of the in-store service robots. Another person is inventory robots. So this is a specialized robot which can function, two functions can be performed by a single person. Inventory robots are used for the tracking the shelf stock and grabbing products for the customers are the main functions of these kind of robots. So Walmart is actually hiring robot to replace the human task that the human didn't enjoy it really, right? Just imagine humans, we can see in the margin-free shops in the supermarkets in our country, like the people are walking around the shelf to note down whether the stock is available or not. But if we can install a robot like this, when the robot walks through the nearby the shelf, one job is it will clean the floor, and another it will scan the stock data, and it will automatically upload into the server, and the purchase department will be able to analyze whether which products stock is finished and which one we need to replenish. This is one of the most beautiful inventions which I recommend, which need to be installed in hypermarkets, supermarkets. So it can perform 5 times better than actually a human being performs. So it's not a new thing for us to know about the word delivery, right? There is a lot of delivery persons are actually running in our roads. We can see that when we travel. So in the future, already have there in the present situation, that is the delivery robots. So these robots bring the store to the customer autonomously. So when you order a product in any nearby your retail stores or in any online e-commerce sites, these products will sure knock your door in the future to deliver your products. It's already be there by the DHL and FedEx, and these are some of the models of the delivery robots. So you can just enter a code into it, and it will it's like a personal parcel. So a particular person will be approached by a particular delivery robots to deliver your parcels. So viewers, let's look into the future vision of robotic activities in the logistics sector. So here I am actually taking the example of DHL, their future vision, and if this future vision is really implemented, our logistics sector there will be drastic changes, or there will be a revolutionary changes in the field of logistics. One of the first future vision is in the modulation of the distribution centers, or the alteration of the distribution centers. Here you can see that a lot of robots are all there inside of a distribution center. Here there are robots which will actually take the product from the truck, and a mobile robot will collect the product from the stationary robot, and it will travel through the path, and it will deliver the product to the sorting center. Then again it will be loaded to the truck which is going to another area by another stationary robot, and you can see a drone which is used here to locate the items, to identify the stock related details. And also here you can see there will be a section in the warehouse in the distribution center to charge the robots, or to like repair and maintenance part. So here actually the robots are downloading the data from the cloud storage database to identify the location of the products, to scan the products. So here also actually the people are working, people are taking care of the major managerial task. Means managing the robots is also a huge Herculean task, right? So managing the robots, etc. If a robot got any kind of mechanical errors, it can be shut down, and another robots can be taken from the replenishment area of the robots, and also that robot will download the data from the cloud, and it will also perform like what actually the previous robot done. So this is just a vision of the DHL, how actually their distribution centers will be in future with the help of robots. And next future vision is in the case of sorting centers. Here you can see that this will also a part of the distribution center, but in the case of sorting centers, now actually we can see that the human beings are actually running in and around to collect the products, collect the cargoes or parcels which need to be delivered to a particular pin code. So here every task is done by the robots to collect the product from the van till it taken to the delivery person. Here you can see that the drones are actually used to deliver the product to the nearby places, and to the long places actually as like actually it happens, it is delivered to the truck, right? So this is also a future vision of the DHL, the changes that need to be done in the sorting centers. Here the drones are used, the surveillance cameras are used, the repairing centers are there like we actually seen in the distribution center, right. So this is also a vision of the sorting centers with the help of robots. And another beautiful future vision is the last mile delivery. We can see that now actually people are actually knocking at our door, calling to our phones, sir you have a parcel, but in the future it's not going to happen. In the future robots will call you by saying your name, like sir you have a parcel, could you please open your door and enter your code. So this is going to happen in the future. So in the last mile delivery there will be some kind of as per the future of the DHL, there will be some kind of parcel center locating nearby your area or your city. So from there the robots will collect your products and it will knock your door to deliver the parcel to you. If it is a small parcel, then drone will be used, and if you are, for example, if you are staying in a flat, the robot can come to you by using your elevator. They will travel to your elevator and will reach in front of your room, and it will ask you to enter a code in their display, and you can open the door of the robot, and you can just take your parcel out. So this is actually going to happen in the future. So this is actually if this kind of future vision is actually implemented, as I said before, this is going to be a revolutionary change in the logistics sector. The humans can be removed from the delivery jobs. But if the parcels are big enough, I mean the robots cannot like what the traveling part will be more tough for them if the parcel is big. So here a human will be a robot will assist the human to deliver such kind of parcels. So guys, actually we are here now. You can see in this image like where actually the human beings started using the machines. So from a small vacuum cleaner, we just built robots like alien like structures like we see in the Hollywood movies, and you can see that woman. I think some of you can identify who that woman is. I call her as Sophia. So how much we have developed in the field of robotics, like the Sophia actually want to have a family life. So she will be able to understand. We know that it's a robot, but it's so hard for us to believe when we see the actions, when we see the emotions of Sophia. we can't believe that it's a robot. It's really behaving like a human. So that much of improved our technologies are, and still some of our companies are lacking the capabilities to install the robotic sectors. So every day we interact with products that were built by robots, but yet we never think about it. And these robots impacts our world even though they are hidden away in factories that we never see. And we are entering a point in time when robots will become more visible and impact our lives more directly in our stores, in our offices, and in our homes. And as robots improve and our acceptance of them grows, and they will also enter the world of logistics. So hope you guys have actually enjoyed my session. If you have any doubts and queries related to the topic, you can just contact me in my mail ID. Thank you so much.